Welcome everybody. Once again, this is T-Rex. What we're talking about in this blog post is building hand strength, specifically related to rolling frying pans. Besides, obviously, the top one would be buying some frying pans and rolling them. Well, that gets expensive and you don't want to have to do that all the time. What you're going to also do is the first exercise I shared with you, which is mimicking the motion of rolling a frying pan by using a wrist roller that is mounted on a power rack and one hand at a time with a thumbless grip, rolling that weight all the way up and having it out here about shoulder level or a little bit slightly lower than shoulder level and rolling it all the way down. All of that counts as one set. You do that for both hands. I recommend 4 to 5 sets per week, and I recommend doing that on, once again, days that you're not doing heavy lifts, because you don't want that to negatively impact your lifting ability for the other lifts, because they work, the majority of your body. Okay, so besides rolling frying pans, and besides doing the wrist roller exercise, this is what else I recommend. And I recommend this particular set of exercises for anyone, even if you're not particularly interested in hand strength. I can tell you from personal experience for doing this for, 1.5 to 2 years straight. It has completely changed the way I train, completely changed my hand and lower arm strength. It's wonderful. This is what we call daily hand health. All right. I learned this from Grandmaster Strongman Dennis Rogers. He's the best in the world. And I want to say once again, like I've said in other articles, the best way to learn how to do the feats of the old-time performing strongmen is to learn them in person from a mentor. I'm glad to help anyone. I'm not the foremost expert in the world, but I know enough to show you so that you can get on the road, and I can point you to people like Dennis Rogers and his top student at the moment who's teaching. He has other top students, but the one that's teaching is the Iron Tamer Dave Whitley. Adam Glass is another one who is a top student of Dennis. Then there's also guys like Bud Jeffries, and there are many others that can personally teach you how. And they also not only can teach you in person if you can't afford that, or if you live away from the United States where you can't easily get to their seminars, you can buy their products that have teaching courses, DVDs, and so forth. And besides that, you can email me and I'll be glad to answer all your questions that I get. But anyway, what you want to do every day is work the opening muscles of your fingers and hand, the extensors. You can buy bands like this. This is an expand your hand band from Iron Mind, but you don't have to buy this. What you could do is get some office rubber bands and use 2 or 3 of them at a time, or one really big one. What you want to do is practice opening those extensor muscles. And I do about 100 to 125 reps per hand. And I do them all at once. Now, it's not a crime to stop and take a break if you need to, but try to get all 100 at once and then switch hands. Okay, simple. Use a rubber band or something like this to work the opening muscles or extensors of your fingers and hands. You want to do that every day, not just on lifting days, but every day. Another thing you want to do is you want to get a nutcracker style gripper. Okay, you want to work the crushing muscle, the crushing muscles of your hands. And again, I recommend doing 100 reps. You can do them however you're able. And a lot of that depends on how rested your hands are, how tired or not tired they may be. You want to knock out, you can knock out in sets of 5 per hand. You can knock them out in sets of 10. You can even do something I do, which is sometimes if it's a lighter gripper, I'll work up to a set of 30, then a set of 25, then a set of 20, and on down the line until I get to 100 total reps. And I do that every day, and I try to get that all done before lunch. I have an office job, so I'm able to do that in my office when I take a break. I can knock out some gripper reps, or I can even do it with my free hand while I'm driving down the road on my way to work. But besides the first 2 exercises we talked about, which is actually rolling frying pans and doing the wrist roller exercise to mimic that movement of rolling frying pans. You want to do the daily hand health, which includes working the extensor muscles with rubber bands of some type, working the crushing grip with a gripper that is challenging, yet you are able to do it daily for 100 reps. Remember, if you have any questions, refer to this article, to these videos, or feel free to contact me, or Nigel can get you in contact with me. All right? God bless everybody. Thanks.